Hey, Ken. First one in. Good to see you. Hey, Chuck. Some things to talk about tonight. And since I got Ken and Chuck here, I'm going to go ahead and start. So, the way I have been playing Baccarat, I'm perfectly happy with if I'm playing for the $1,000. Because it's, hey, Joseph, because if I'm playing for the $1,000, it's very conservative. And yet, you're putting your session goal out there in the first bet, which I like. But I don't like putting the first session goal out there when when I'm protecting the money that everybody has put in. If we have much more money, I'm much more apt to be aggressive because I know we can keep paying dividends. But the other night when I played, I ended up having to make a bet I didn't like. I was uncomfortable with it. I'd lost several in a row, and I went ahead and made a large bet, and it did win, and so that put me 200 ahead, and I got to quit, and so now we've won another 200. But it was awkward and uncomfortable for me to put that kind of money out, and I thought about every one of you when I did it, and so I began looking at other ways that we might could use while we're playing smaller stakes. When we're playing larger stakes, I'm not worried about the money as much because we'll have plenty of money in the bankroll, and making one bet would end the session. So I'm uh, I'm good with it if we go forward that way. But when I'm playing smaller amounts, I started looking at some things, and it's like irony or coincidence. And all of us, we look at varying things. I look at Jack Mays doing things. I look at Mickey Massey doing things. I look at Dana White doing things. Uh, and John Koreski doing things, and I look at the roulette master to see what in the world kind of crazy thing did he come up with today. And what struck me as ironic is after the other night's session, I began to play with varying ways of playing D'Alembert, and just beginning with a D'Alembert bet at a $25 bet. And we're going to show it tonight, but it actually is what the roulette master used today. And I looked at it as a D'Alembert way, but he looked at it as a modified Fibonacci way. And I guess you could say it's either. But it's a simple thing of if you're playing $25, these are your bets. 25 lose, 50 lose goes to 75. On any win, rather than restart because you don't have odds, it's even money bets. On any win, you go back two spaces. Like if you win at the 125, your next bet is 50, because if you add the 125 and 75 together, you see where you're going, or rather the 75, 50, and 25 that you lost. So it's a way of recovering your money under control. And I got a big kick out of it today. And anyway, that was what the roulette master did today. And it is a modified, depending on how you look at it, it's a modified Fibonacci, but it's a Fibonacci that will work on even money bets. But the thing that I liked about what I was doing here, thanks, Allison. Nice to see you. And Gordo, Mark Myers, Trish, let me catch up. Harvey, hey guys. So anyway, the news that I have tonight is I'm going to work this and get your guys' impression on it from a standpoint of a workshop. And hi, Allison. And so I'd like to see your guys' reaction to it, no matter how this workshop works out tonight. It doesn't matter if it wins or loses, it's a workshop. So tell me what you think about it. But also I'm going to add that I put my house on the market, and it went on the market on Friday. And between Friday and today, it has had 471 views on the internet. It's had 20 saves, and 2 showings have already come by to look at the house. And so now I'm moving into high gear, and I have set my date for moving to Las Vegas when I start my drive out there. I will take off. I'm going down to South Carolina, to Fort Mill, South Carolina, to do the funeral and the burial of my brother-in-law. And from there, I'm going to drive to Las Vegas. I'm going to be taking a monthly furnished rental, and I'm going to be looking at other things to keep me busy out there. And I'm going to be working with you guys on continuing to raise money and point toward distributions and how we're going to do it and how we're going to get everything done. So just telling you, I got a little bit spooked the other night off of this, and anytime I get spooked, I look at alternatives. So anyway, this is depending on how you want to look at it, this way of playing, by the way, is follow the winner also. And so this way, when you follow the winner, you negate those streaks. So you give up that chop that you get oftentimes in here, but you also do not suffer any streak losses. And so if the banker goes 4 straight times or 14 straight times, as Chuck saw, we'd cash all 14. And so you're playing the streak against the chop. And so the chop is going to get you sometime. Hey, Corey and Patrick, if I didn't say hello to you, George. So let's just do it. Let's just start right here with a $25 banker bet. And I'm going to tell you what we're doing as we go. And then I'm going to update you more on and rephrase what was going on before. Okay, so with that loss, we're going to go to following the winner. We're going to go to $50. That's the second bet on the player. Okay, so winning there, we're going to go down to 25, and we're going to stay on the player. Now we'll go to 50 on the banker because the banker won. We're going to follow the winner, and we're going to hope that it streaks. And we'll rebet that. And now we'll go to 25 on the banker. This is a 25, 50, 75, and it goes just like that. So we'll go to 50 on the player, hoping for a streak. And with that 50 on the player, we go to 25 on the player. And it did get we got a 2-player streak there. And so rather than beating our heads against the wall with banker bets there, we're riding it. And so we're going to get beat on the chop, but we're going to make money on the streak. We stay there. The safe bet, $25. And now we go to the banker for 50. And if we're on the wrong side of the chop, we're just on the wrong side of the chop. So now we go to $75 on the player, following the winner. And this is the workshop. We see how it goes. So we won on the player there at 75. So we go down 2 levels to a $25 bet, which satisfies me as far as taking care of our bankroll. But with that loss, we go to $50 on the banker, following the winner and hoping for a streak. With that win on the banker, we go to 25 on the banker. Now we go to 50 on the player. Same situation. $25 on the player. And 50 on the banker. And 75 on the player. Now going down 2 levels from 75 to 25 on the player. And of course, we're hoping for a streak if we can get one. Okay, we got 2 in a row. The key to this is we wouldn't be beating our heads against the wall as the player is streaking here. We wouldn't be playing opposite on the banker. Now, it is a choice, and so that's what you're working with is the choice. But I'm thus far, I'm thinking that this protects bankroll at these lower levels, and we're going to keep with it and see where it goes with it. That puts us on a $50 banker bet. And that puts us on a $75. player bet. 75 down to 25 on the player. Then to 50 on the banker. And then to 75 on the player. And we'll see, did we get elevated at all? And we do. 75 puts us to 125 on the banker. We're on the wrong side of the chop now, and so that's when it does this to you. But with the 125 win, we drop down 2 levels to 50, staying with the banker, hoping for the streak. Then we go up to $75 on the player. Again, same thing. $75 gives us a 125 on the banker. And the 125 on the banker gives us a $50 bet on the banker. We're going down 2 levels. That gives us $75 on the player. $125 on the banker. And that gives us 50 on the banker. And 75 on the player. And 25 on the player. And that's the $178 win, and that's enough to show you because you've seen you've seen how it works. You go 25, 50, 75, 125, 200, 325, 525, 50, 1375 if you lose 9 in a row. On any win, you go down 2 levels. So if you go all the way to 1375 and you win, you go down to 525. And you can see the difference between the money that you had lost and what you're recovering. So I'm going to keep working on this. You have questions about it, ask me. But it really pushed me over the edge when I had to fight so hard the other night to get the money for us. But more importantly, thank you, William. I will get a frozen custard in Fort Mill, South Carolina. I surely will. My middle sister lives there, and my baby sister lives a little south of there. My brother-in-law was elderly. He married my older sister back in the day when it was like scary to think that a man 9 years older than a woman would marry her, which of course is absolutely commonplace today. Thank you, Michael Steinfeld. But he was 9 years older than my big sister, who is she is turning 79 in September, and I will be 73 in May. So she's 6 years older than me, which kind of made me the oldest of 3 children, since she was 6 years older and was pretty much gone by the time I grew up. It's hard to put out the big bets when it belongs to you. The money belongs to you guys, Chuck. You're right. But you do have to do it. And the more money we have, the less concerned I am about it, because I'm here to do it for us. But anyway, to everyone's information, I am moving to Las Vegas on the 1st of March. And the Angel will be moving back to Washington to his square job, and we'll see what goes on with him from there. If the house is not closed by 1 March, he'll be here to oversee that. So, hey, David. So everything is fine, and we are actually moved up a little bit on our timeline to where 1 March is a good time to start that drive west. And of course, it's quite a drive from Fort Mill, South Carolina to Las Vegas, but that's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm in no hurry to get there, but I will just chug it all the way across the country and then start a new life with my kingdom out there. And we'll go forward from there. So to everyone, thank you very much. Donald, thank you. I do have more things. I got Soup Campbell has an email in there for me to review that talks about some other things. So I get all kinds of good inputs, and I just got a little spooked the other night when the betting when it went so hard playing opposite, and the other side kept hitting. I said, okay, so what kind of bet could you come up with that you're playing follow the winner so that you can turn these streaks into big wins? Because as much as this game does chop, well, when the streak hits, it can lead you straight down the path to hell. And you guys that are playing it, you know what happens if you're playing opposite and the other side streaks. You feel ridiculous because you're beating your head against the wall. And so you end up with either coming up with some strategy where you move back and forth and it's a guessing game, or you find a good way to do it. So in this way, even if I was betting $1,000, I'd be playing $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and trying to win one of those three and figure our way. And so I'm going to keep playing this to find out. Kevin, thank you. And Patrick, I appreciate it very much. This was a wonderful man who had a great life and passed away at the age of 87 after having done everything he's supposed to do in life and doing it very well. I hope the same thing for me. I hope it can be said for me that I did everything right when that time comes, because I don't want to go out with any regrets. And I'm so blessed to have you guys, and watching our bankroll and growing it is what I aim to do. And these workshops help immensely. So you guys, if you want to review it, because this is Baccarat, a lot of times you start with $25. If you lose, you go to 50. If you win, go to 70, or lose, you go to 75. If you lose, you go to 125. And when you do win, you go back 2 spots and take up from there. If you go back to 50 and win, you go to 25. And if you win, you're just stuck at 25 until you go out. But hopefully you're going to make your money by then. Thank you very much, Chuck. I've been driving a long time, but I'll always be careful out there because all things can happen. Yes, Joseph Gorecki, 1 March will be also the day that we're sending out money, whatever the portion is from the winnings. I certainly hope to make money more this week and next week and into the 1st of March. We'll declare what the returns are and get some money back out to you guys. I look forward to doing that. What's happened, Gordon? Because I hate being idle, and I want to be doing things fun. And so I've got a board of directors member at Caesars, and he wants to talk to me about possibly hosting, or maybe even just dealing. It doesn't matter. I like to stay active, and I want to be gambling for myself, and I want to be gambling for you guys. And so I like to stay busy in multiple kinds of things, and so we're going to keep doing that. Thank you so much, Michael Steinfeld. And Gordo, everybody, Joe, thank you so much. And we are headed to Las Vegas the 1st of March, and I feel like the house will be sold by then anyway, but there's a lot of interest in it. And so we'll see how that goes. But in any event, I'm going the 1st of March. And so we will see what happens with that next adventure in my life. Yeah, yes, I know. Yeah, Larry, you're right. And we could do it that way too, but I'm trying to respect all the feelings inside the kingdom of what to do. I've already looked at it. It turns out to be a little bit of a bookkeeping challenge for me to get the right amounts and get them out to the right places, but I'm all set to go. Ken, Angel's going to be moving back to DC. He's got himself a chief financial officer job, and with his family, it's the kind of thing that Vegas was not the thing for him, and Indiana was no longer the thing for me. And he was never going to be in Indiana for extraordinarily long term. He came out here with me to launch this, and we got it launched, and we have accomplished a lot of things. And so his role going forward, we'll find out, because it's whatever he wants it to be. He's my brother, so to speak, and he can state whatever he wants to do, and I'll be supporting it. I love you all. Give me a like on the way out, and I will be back with you. Thank you so much. God bless you all.